Hi YouTubers, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me. Here's an update what's going on at Yellowstone Super Volcano. Currently they got a view of the Firehole River here, looking back around the upper geyser basin. I noticed, and I've talked about this before, certain areas where the ground is heating up, melting the snow. Let me show you something here. I want you to notice this area here. And there's actually pooling of water in the center of this area. But I want to show you, let's see. Okay, the temperatures that are currently there at Yellowstone. It's currently 24 degrees. Tonight it'll be around 15. Tomorrow might be about 34 down to 21. But you can see it's still very cold there. Winds currently are about 4 miles per hour. And for precipitation, well, just cloudy. Humidity is about 81%, and they're saying the wind here is 5 miles an hour. You gotta figure in the wind chill when you got temperatures. Also, too, closer to the bottom of the camera, you can see we got water running. It looks like it's coming out of this area where it's been heated. Looks like we got water pooling there. USGS is only reporting one earthquake today, and that's up in the Madison area. Supposedly it was a magnitude 0.8, 3.1 miles below sea level. All earthquakes are measured from sea level. So this would be at the top of the caldera where the magma is pooling. Alright, so here for the monitor for Maple Creek is at magnitude 0.8. I don't think it was. And there's the seismic signature. Talk about big lies. It was actually a magnitude 2.04. Now let me bring it down and I'll show you down here where it says MD 2.04. How? Well, look at all the lies that are going on in Washington, right? And yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, 2.04. I have downloaded 4 different monitors. The one here on the left is Holmes Hill. That's, well, I'll show you in a little bit. The next one is Western Boundary. Yeah, you can see that the earthquake showed up there. It did not show up at Little West Thumb there at Yellowstone Lake. Let's make Holmes Hill bigger. That's got a really significant signature. Okay, we'll go to the seismic signature there. Yeah. A 0.8 would not be picking up on so many monitors. Alright, here's the monitor for Holmes Hill. Over here is Hedgen Lake. I believe the western... No, that's Denny Creek. Let's see, Western Boundary. Well, I can't find it. It's somewhere down over here by the west entrance. Let's see, what do we got here? I think that's a borehole. Yeah, I can't get it to work. Yeah, it won't download. Another thing I noticed about data that I was downloading, let me show you, is that the western boundary that I've talked about before, where it was showing lots of magma coming in. Yeah, there was times where the data, they changed it so you just cannot see what's going on. Let me pull this down for you. See that? But then they let it run for a few minutes where you can see stuff, and then they just shut it off again. See right here. Let me pull this. What we got? 1, 2, 3, probably 4 hours of data there that they wouldn't allow us to see. And then, oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours of data there. Yeah, they're censoring what data we can see, what other people can see. Yeah, so what is going on? Well, we know what's going on because I've been watching this. They just don't want people to know. And they're hoping when they do this, it can just be, skipped over. Let's take a look at the seismic signatures. Volcanic tremors. Now remember, volcanic tremors are only about 3 miles below sea level. They're very shallow. earthquakes, and that one earthquake they said was, 3 miles too. So these would be in the upper magma chamber, just like that supposed 0.8. There is some small quakes here. They got marked in red. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, popping of the ground right there. That was fairly recent. 2020 Universal Time. 2:28 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay, and we got another one somewhere in here. Must be right there. Some little popping right there. That was before that, I guess. Alright, let me close this. And what I can see. There's another one. See, they shut it off. Yep, just as it was popping. Let's look at the spectrogram. Yeah, let's just turn it off. Because, see, this is what, the western boundary area and also the Madison River has been showing. Yeah, let me go back over here and look at this one down here. That's not bad. But this one, just shut it off. Yep, too much stuff going on. What do we got here? Let's jump around. Okay, more magma coming in. More magma. There's another. Let's see what that one is. Let's take up the seismic signature. Okay. Yep, see, long and round. Long and round. Alright. Alright, here we have, let me pull it up. Holmes Hill 302. This one was on several of the other monitors too. Let's look at the seismic signature. They are not reporting it. And that came in as a magnitude 1.14. Just a little thing. Let me show you the other monitors. So here we have Holmes Hill on the left. It's just a little blip there at the western boundary. There. Okay. And it did not show up at Little West Thumb, but it did show up at Maple Creek. Let me make that one bigger. Just a little dinky thing right there. And right there. And let's... Yeah. Not good. Alright, going back to the monitor for Maple Creek. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, you can see the line of melt. Let's go to the seismic signature. Yeah, slow moving tremors. Yeah, this is tectonic. This one here, tectonic movement. Let's look over here. Okay, can't really tell too much there. And we'll go here. Oh, those are long. Yeah, volcanic tremors. Slow moving. Yeah. Alright, what else do we got? Yep, you can see here there's lots of earthquakes, but they only reported one, which was that one right there. And there's another one afterwards marked in red. Right there. Well, yeah. Let's pull that. Those of you that followed me for a while would recognize. Alright, so we got, tectonic starting out. And then, moving into harmonic and volcanic tremors. Yeah, they didn't report that one. Let me close that and we'll go to the size, to the spectrogram. Yep. Pockets of melt. Remember, we got what, 15 to 20% melt now at the park. There's another one they're not reporting. And lots of, we got another one in red. What can I say? One day it will go off. We don't know when. This volcano's been recharging for 6,000 years. I mean, it's huge. You can see it from space. Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, lots of activity, but they are not reporting it. So this is Little West Thumb. This is on the eastern side of Yellowstone Lake. It's, let me show you. Yeah, this blew out about, 162 to 150,000 years ago. joining up the two sides of the lake. Looks like we had little drum beats going off. Let's look at the spectrogram. Not much showing up there. Yeah, but yeah, more drum beats here. And this is what it was showing when I pulled the files. Let's go up. I don't see any earthquakes. I had to really crank it up to pull the files because they had the monitor set so it was hard to see. But yeah, nothing significant to report there other than these little pulsating things that are going on. Alright, they moved the camera and looks like they're trying to zoom in a little bit. Look down here at the bottom on the let's see, this would be the west side of Firehole River. See how that's all melted up through there? Yeah, I don't know what they're looking at. It doesn't look too dirty, which is good. You can see the little tracks of the buffalo. There's been buffalo hanging out over here. Yeah, why not hang out where it's a little bit warmer? Yeah, so that's all I have for you right now. Thank you very much for watching. Please share my videos. Please subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye.